This is Dev Jain, and today I am presenting you a presentation on Hyperloop, the fifth mode of transportation. So, if this is fifth mode of transportation, then there is another four modes of transportation are already exist. If anyone know the names,
air, water.
anyone? This is fourth class question.
बोलना
Okay, I'll give you the
Are
names.
your classmates that dumb that they don't know the fourth class question?
air, water, land,
Anything.
underground.
See, the answers are coming.
The answers are coming.
Okay, so the answers are car, railway, ship, and airplane. So all these four technology have a similar issues like they all have air resistance, which slows down the speed of all the four technology. The water resistance, which slows down the speed of ship. Ground resistance, which slows down the speed of car and railway. So to come over from this, we need Hyperloop. So this is our context that we are going to learn today. So introduction. So in 2013, the big billionaire and entrepreneur Elon Musk proposed the concept of Hyperloop, and he also published a research paper on it. He gave the name of Hyperloop because of its hypersonic speed and the loop-like structure, which is in which the pod is travel. So, what is the definition of Hyperloop? Hyperloop is a proposed high-speed transportation system for both public and goods transport. These are three essential elements of Hyperloop. Tube, pod, and LIM. LIM is the linear inductive motor. So this is the structure of pod. So I'll give you one example, one practical. So take this as a tube.
Take कर दिया.
Tube is a large sealed low pressurized system, usually a long tunnel. Okay, so this is a steel tube, and you can take this pod, which consists of two passengers. Okay, so pod is a coach pressurized atmospheric pressure that runs substantially free of air resistance or friction inside the tube using magnetic friction. So, and the third one is LIM, the linear inductive motor, which handles pod arrival and departure. So, in this tube, in the back side of this tube, the LIM is fitted, which stops which is also used as a brake. So, when inside this tube, the vacuum is generated, and this pod is gone inside and the magnetic propulsion. The tube consists of magnets, electromagnets in the bottom of it, and the pod is also consists of electromagnets in the bottom of it. And because of vacuum, it generates the magnetic propulsion, which gives the speed of around 1000 km per hour, and it runs inside it like a bullet train or 10x is the speed of bullet train. So this is the practical of this Hyperloop concept.
Danger zone है 56 minutes.
So some frequently asked question which is asked by in the internet, or we can say that the pros and cons of it. So travel time is main very important for every technology, for every transportation technology. So this is a graph generated by the first company, Virgin Hyperloop, which consists of the path between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. In this graph, there is shown that the bus will take a time of 2 hours to travel from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. Car will take 1.5 hours of time. Airplane will take 1 hour 20 minutes of time, and the railway, or we can say that you listened about the magnetic rail. It will take 1 hour of time, and the hyperloop just take 10 minutes of time. So you can see that there is a lots of profit of travel time by hyperloop. But there is some very minor issue that the high speed of capsule may cause dizziness to the passenger traveling due to vibration and turbulence. It also occurs in airplanes, so this is very negligible issue. The energy consumption. You can see in this graph the energy per passenger per journey. So you can see this. The hyperloops will take very less amount of energy to travel one passenger instead of looking in the airplane. So this is the graph of energy consumption. Hyperloop levitation uses port-side permanent magnets propelling a carefully designed passive track. This system is very simple, stable, and the only input energy comes from the speed of port. Means only port will use the energy only consumes the energy to travel inside it. Means it will take very less amount of energy. Next point is optimal cost. Initial cost of investment to the system is placed very high. The long vacuum chamber manufacturing require more technical skills. Moreover, this is costly and also risky to maintain. But there is a profit of it that after it makes the passenger have to pay very less of amount of money to travel. This is very eco-friendly. If this much inside the vacuum, and it will never affect any environment. And it also not use any type of fuel, so it is very eco-friendly. And another point is it saves the birds and animals from cut, like in the trains and airplanes, birds and animals are killed because of its high speed. But in the vacuum there is no animals and birds are damaged. And climate is never an issue of this hyperloop concept. So some challenges that occur between the initial phase of this hyperloop, the vacuum. Maintaining this vacuum is very important. So about 1,000 the pressure of Earth's atmosphere through millions of cubic feet of volume will be a big challenge. We have to make a full vacuum-proof system inside the tube. So this is a very big challenge. Fire safety. While the low pressure environment prevents fire from breaking out in the tube, a fire inside a pod is a real threat. So you can see in this pod, when this pod is closed, then full air outside the pod is just going through because of vacuum. Only 5% of air is remaining. So because of vacuum, fire may occur. So this is a very big problem. Scientists are working on it. Another thing is communication system. The steel tube prevents wireless signals from reaching the pod, but due to the high speed, pods often switch between communication cells. Because of its high speed, like 600 km per hour, more than 600 km per hour, it may occur communication gap. So a new technology known as Li-Fi, it will help the system to take over it. So moving ahead, there is the project status. We have to know what are the project status. If we implement this, we are going to know this. So you can see this. He is a CEO of Virgin Hyperloop and he is the director of Virgin Hyperloop, who has tested the technology with 2 sets of passengers riding in its Pegasus pod. This project is known as Pegasus. So they ride in the Pegasus pod on its Dev-Loop test track in Nevada Desert in Los Angeles in 8th of November 2020. Means it is tested project, and they ride it on the Pegasus pod, and the Dev-Loop is still a test track. They are working on it. And if this technology is coming in world, then why not in India? So the Indian Railway and IIT Madras is collaborated with DP World Consortium. This is an Indian company, Indian Hyperloop company, are setting off on a joint mission to develop India's own Hyperloop, a new system that proposes to use the magnetic levitation technology in tubes to enable travel at airplane-like speed. So conclusion. It's true that Hyperloop technology offers a revolutionary way of transportation, but it should be realized that the technology is in its primitive stage with some loopholes, and before implementation it must be foolproof. Less carbon footprint, immunity to natural disasters, cost effective, high speed, and many more factors make Hyperloop more productive, efficient in the sector of economy by creating the potential jobs. Hyperloop is undoubtedly the breaking way of technology that will not only transform the mode of transportation but will also improve the quality of life, economy in the long run. So these are the references that I used to make this presentation. If you have any query, then you can ask.